Hello, testing. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Um, this is my first test, and YouTube's saying that we're not live. So I don't know what is happening. I'm half my systems are saying we're live, half are saying we're not. Are you guys watching on YouTube? Can you confirm this is how far out of whack I am? I don't even know if it's working. I'm not even sure where I am streaming to. Um, so. Um, You can hear me. Excellent. Thank you, Midwest Vikings. I guess if I just go to straight like YouTube, should I see if I'm there? Oh, it says I'm live. So that's something. Oh, now I can hear myself. All right. All right. So I don't know what's going on with my live streaming. Oh, you know why? Because I'm not, it's probably not classed as live streaming, right? No, it should be. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I have to go to my page and then, uh, sorry, everybody, bear with me. If I go to my page, and then mute myself. Oh, there we go. I can mute. Okay. Oh, and I see my chat now as well. All right. Let's see. Let's try switching over to the game to see how things are going. And I guess I should probably post this in announcements. So stream notifications live now. Now for a quick test on YouTube, doing some mission editing. What an awful little preview image. All right, I gotta fix that preview image. Anywho, so let's see. So on YouTube can hear excellent. We have our first request. Could I add the B2? There we go. It took us 30 seconds to get into the stream before the first request came in. Hello from Brazil, from Carlos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can't wait for the mission creator. So let me see. Let's try. See, a bit low. Should I? There we go. That might be a bit better. I don't know. Maybe I'll turn myself off. Anyway, so here we are in the mission editor. Been doing a few things with this, so you can now select the level you want, including just making a flat desert. And why do we want a flat desert? Because you might want to be able to build a little city like this. So it's a little bit finicky right now. You got to like, I don't have any snapping or anything else like that, but yeah, here we go. So like you can sort of put stuff in, and then you can kind of come in here and fly around the buildings, and yeah, see. I don't know. See, I guess I should have split them apart so that it was a bit easier to fly between them. But this is the kind of thing people have been asking a lot for. So kind of cities. Obviously, it's a terrain warning. Now, technically, I think you do get a terrain warning even if it is a building. Uh, but anyway, so yeah, what do we got? We got cities in here. Um, I guess you lose a point because you hit the building and you don't eject, so that's why it's the two. So anyway, kind of just wanted to show people quickly what's happening with the mission editor. So we have these new sceneries. We've got or let me change my mission just to flat again. I guess there's one I saved earlier. I can load that one in. Oh, there you go. There's so if I get rid of that bad boy, and now maybe we can kind of fly in here, fly over. We can fly between buildings just to kind of show it works. What I might do is put the red, the kind of the red warning when there's a hill. I might put the same thing in for the buildings, if that makes sense. If I throw a hill in there, if we come in here and I go grab a quick mountain, mix it up a little bit, like this, we get rid of this guy again. So the question is, let me know in the chat if you think it's a good idea. So this red warning that you get, like when you're going to hit the mountain, should I put the same red warning on the building just so that you know you're going to, oh, don't hit it? Or should I put that same kind of red warning, red stuff in there on the buildings just so you know? Is that a good idea or no? Let me know. Yeah, so this is the start of it. We've got. What do you think of the roads? Roads any good? Yes or no? Do people? Don't know. I'm kind of not. I'm not overly happy with the roads. I don't know how to change it. Like it's basically supposed to be 4 lanes. I can do 2 lanes. Like in theory, I could grab like this, and then I could make them. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's not going to work, can I? If I center, so I could kind of make it like that, but I don't know. I don't like that either. No, that's way too big. Because right, like how big would a car be? Like if I select the actual F15, like what I need to always remember is the scale correct? So like is that so if this little dude would hop out, the buildings are probably a little bit large. Let me select can I select the pilot, please? Here we go. Not his head. Give me the actual pilot. So you can imagine probably a little big. The pilot, the handle of the door is as big as the dude. So they're probably a little oversized, but it's kind of hard, right? Like, I guess I could double the size of it. See, with this guy here, I can quite easily, I can kind of edit it. So this could go up here and I can just duplicate. So this I can kind of shrink down. So I'm not so worried that this is the wrong scale. I guess the row should be a bit smaller. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you think that's kind of all right or not. There's the thing, the contrail. So what else have we got? So I'm kind of just putting together different things so that players can, so you guys can create your own levels. One thing you might have noticed used to be like this gross kind of blue outline, and I've changed that now. So it's just the object itself. And if we go a flat desert, you can change that to a runway, and you can now drag the runway however you want. Put a runway in, and then maybe put some other enemy building. So I'm actually going to change this as well. So instead of dragging out an enemy building and then selecting what it is, you'll be able to click on enemy building, and much like this, it'll go into a sub menu where it'll have like, what do you want? And you'll have like control tower or that's all right. So we got tanks. So some people might have seen, what was that, a friendly tank? So the idea here is you have like a bunch of friendly tanks here. They still have the outline. They really shouldn't. And then a bunch of enemy tanks. So they might be like defending this airport. I guess we should put some, what should we put in? Maybe an enemy SAM site. And maybe some Su-57s parked on the runway. Well, next to the runway maybe. Kind of like that. So the idea here is that you kind of come in and I guess I should save it as a test. 3, just so that I don't have to recreate all of this. So now the idea is you come in, the tanks are not moving. I forgot to make them move. But the idea here is that you switch between air to air and air to ground mode, and then you can just come in here and drop some bombs on the enemies. Let's find out what happens if you oh, the SAM site. What if you drop a bomb on your own guy? Does he die? That's good. No. So right now, friendly fire's off because I don't want you like dropping bombs on your own friendly tanks. But who knows what we'll have? Like maybe you just lose a lot of points if you do that. So well, let's load. Lucky I saved mission 3. Oh no, all their rotations are wrong. Oh, okay, I'm not. There's a bug to list. When I first load them in, I'm not setting their rotation. What I want to do though is have these guys all move forward. So the idea is here, there's going to be some basic AI. So you'll be able to like say, what should these guys do? Do they stop? Do they move forward? Like what? Yeah, what do we have them? What do we have these little guys doing? And now if I save it, we test it. Now the dudes should, there we go. So they're going to drive around. They're going to pick themselves a target. And as you might have seen on a recent video, they'll fly along and there you go. They'll drive along rather, and they'll start shooting. So the idea here is that you can come in and help your guys. So you can come drop some bombs to assist. And then your team, in theory, now should win a bit better because they'll all focus that one guy. We might kill this Sue while we're here. There you go. So they've killed it. So these guys should just drive forward now. And the whole idea here is your guys are going to move up, capture this airport. So yeah, that's kind of it. So I'm just, if you've got any ideas for what you'd like to see from a stream, if you'd like to see from the mission editor, just let me know. Yeah, what you'd like to see. Where are these guys? So these little guys, they're going to collide with each other because there's no collision detection yet. They'll probably just drive straight through that. They're all just driving straight ahead. What's the chat saying? Lucas Emmanuel plays Jet Attack Me for 2 hours. Thank you. I hope you like it. Those are some sick tanks. Will the mission editor be for strategic bombing? Great question. Not to begin with, but what I'm planning to do is kind of combine all the modes. So I might have like a strategic bombing mode within this. So right now, what happens? Where's my dude? So right now, he's kind of cruising along at this altitude, but I want to make it so you can fly up nice and high and then do some strategic bombing. So one thing I have changed recently, if you bear with me, if I can find the world, I did add a new setting. So there's something that you'll be able to do. I can't find the tanks. Let me restart the level. I'm a bit lost. So I need to have like a map, I think, is probably one of the things I need to do. So what can I do? If I bring up the world again and scroll through all the crazy crap. Oh goodness. So what I have added just recently is you can now start setting the height of the jet in the editor. So player can't yet choose their height, but you'll be able to. So the idea here is you can come in here for a low level pass, or you can go up nice and high. Not 1,000. Oh no. 100 is what I was supposed to type there. So you can set the height there back down to 100, and I've gone and broken it. So anyway, so the idea here is that you there we go. So I have this new system. There we are. It's I have a new system basically where you can come in here and in the editor you're going to be able to set it. So the idea there is that you might start off low, flying through the mountains, and then you kind of pop up over the mountains, and then in time I'll probably add near the afterburner and brake buttons a like go up, go down button. So cool. What's already said in the chat. So when is the next update coming? Well, there's an update right now that's in review. So I fixed some bugs. Apologies. That's coming out. But then I'm basically building a mission this week. So the next few days, this kind of partly why I did this stream is to figure out what would you like to see, what do you like, what don't you like, and I'm going to build a mission. So there'll probably be a new button, much like tutorial, which will be missions. You'll click it and I'll just put together a few missions, and then the idea is the mission editor I will release so that you guys can make your own missions and things. So that's kind of the plan anyway. So yeah, I guess the question is, what do you want to see? So one thing I could do is we can put gates in. So I could put in like a bit of a city. I probably need to default to flat. So I could put like a nice little kind of like city in here, so that you could put some offices and so like some apartments. Put like another, well, I guess some apartments here, and maybe I need to obviously put some more. But I could basically make a new, where we go. Could make like a new, very simple little like time trial. Is that fun? Have you guys got enough time trial? Like what kind of missions do you want? Do you like the tanks? Oh no, crash into the building. So my only concern here is, can you kind of tell when you're going to hit the building or not? Oh, see, I don't think that I would have hit that. Let's so like that's deceptive, right? Like if you've come in here, you can kind of see like that's the height. Yeah, like this is where I'm kind of like, I want to make it nice and readable, so I'm just trying to be careful. But yeah, anyway, so maybe a time trial. Probably tanks. I like the idea of tanks being on the ground. I just got to add a bit more depth to it, and it's like you want to feel like you've got having an effect. Is kind of the goal is like, can you actually affect a battle? So yeah, we'll kind of see. Is there a limit of the tanks on how many tanks you can add? Midwest Viking, is that what you mean by a limit on the tanks? Guy from future AGMs, yes. So the idea is that particularly if you're flying an F-15, I'll let you soon choose the loadout, so you can have, do you like GBUs, do you like dumb bombs, do you like AGMs? What do you think? Could I add infantry too? Yes. So I probably won't add infantry just yet, just because there's like animations and they're quite like they've got a lot more polys than the tank, and it's kind of a bit hard to see, and you probably need to have like a bunch of them, and there's all sorts of things. So I will add them, but I'll start with tanks and jeeps and things, and Humvees and stuff. Anders said when the last update. So yeah, update coming soon. So I'm working on the levels. So as soon as I finish the first few missions, it'll come out. Will the tank battles be implemented in CAS when it's done? Great question, Mister. So kind of this is going to replace CAS is the plan, or combine with close air support. So my idea is you'll have, instead of just like a kind of generic, boring close air support, you'll go into a mission which will be like a tank battle. Will be one of the missions, and so then you'll do close air support with that. So I guess in a way, yes. I might even then just replace close air support with one of these missions. Blackout saying jet attack move is best game ever. Thank you. um, Cinematic mode, guy from future. Yeah, so let me know what you think. So I've got a few ideas for cinematic mode. So like, do you want replays? Do you want like in the mission editor to be able to like kind of set camera movements? I can do all of these things. Let me know which ones you think would be the best. Oh, Mister, it's the designer, Mister, as well. Thank you for joining the stream and all your design insights. It's good. I personally like to see a big assault on a city with tanks and air forces combined from Moonlight. Good, yeah, good question. So basically, that's a good idea. So you would have, if I load up this guy here. So instead of this, maybe in the background, I guess you want to kind of be defending the city, right? You don't really want to be the guy that's like attacking the city, but like we could have it here, right? That there's like a city here and the enemies are pushing in, and you're trying to defend it. So that's definitely like that's definitely one option. So yeah, if you do that here, like hey, come and defend the city, and so these guys, what I'll be able to do is set their target as like a waypoint in the city, and if they reach that target, then that's bad. You lose. And then hopefully the idea here is I might slow the bombs down a bit. Well, so partly it's like I want you to be a little bit higher. If I come and expand this out, I got to move this height thing to be like much. Yeah, the idea here is if you're up here, maybe that's too high. So see your bomb reticle. You can't even really see it when you're flying down. But yeah, the idea there is like the bomb takes a little while to were they just shooting at that Su-57? I didn't expect that. So yeah, the idea here, what I want is this timing, right? Like if you just drop it directly on the tank, by the time it reaches the tank's going to have moved on. So I might make you a bit high, but this is probably too high. So we'll see. And what happens when you shoot down, I guess? Yeah, it kind of works. So, all right, what else are people saying? I mean, like, is there a max? Oh, yeah. So Midwest Viking, are there a max amount of tanks? Not really. Just depends. If you've got a potato phone, it might run slowly, but it should be fine with lots of them. So let's try that, right? Let's come back out. So it's not perfect like right now. There's no multi-select or anything like that. It's kind of a pain, but the main problem is this here. I default to stopped. You know what I really want to do? Let's just quickly change that forward. So what is that? That's like there it was, like vehicle forward, vehicle CSI forward. I think where would it be? Here we go, forward. So what we actually want to do is we want to default we want to kind of have everybody defaulted. So if we go the move type of a vehicle, what we might do is make that forward by default, and the same with the editor. So what we might do, where was that? It was here. So we might start with forward. So we'll select forward by default. I think that should fix it, and that way our tanks will drive forward by defense. I'm going to have 10 tank divisions, says Midwest Vikings. Good idea. Let me it's just reloading. If you just give me a second. Here we go. We'll see. So I think now the tank should drive forward. Be cool if you could pause the game and there is a button for cinematic mode. I see, guy from future. Yeah, definitely. So you can kind of fly around and see what's happening. So if we load Battle 3, now in theory, if we drop an enemy tank in, it says it's stopped. That's frustrating. It's selected to stop first. All right, 1 second. What I probably need to actually do, I can't swap. I could probably swap these two around. That would mean any existing levels, the defaults are going to be wrong, but that's all right. Carlos Lima is saying at the mission editor, we'll be able to do CAS and dogfighting at the same time. Yeah, so totally. So let's, I'll show you a quick example of that. That's precisely what missions are all about. Let me see if I load this. Are these guys forward now? Sus. All right. And if I test this, are they actually going to drive? They're not. All right, interesting. So, can you do it? So yeah, the idea here is you've got an enemy jet and an enemy vehicle. And then when you test, so you've got, see this AA here, you've got two different modes. So you start off, oh, that guy's driving. That's what it should be. And I've stalled. Hang on a second. So yes, the idea is you come into any air mode like this, and I'll just try kill this guy, fly around. While I'm here, I might just drop a couple of bombs. Obviously, you wouldn't normally be dropping bombs during a dogfight, but yeah, so you let me just blow that guy up quickly. So yeah, so see, you know, if it's very subtle, but see, this is shooting forward, and if I switch to any air to ground mode, then I shoot down and I drop bombs. Whereas when I'm here, there's no enemy. But yeah, so anyway, the idea is that yes, there's a mix of anti-air and anti-ground. So yeah, the idea is that we're kind of combining. So the idea here is you might have when he dies, jet 1, and then we might have another enemy jet, and this guy, he only spawns once jet 1's dead. So this is where you can kind of have it. What else? We might go enemy vehicle. So he's coming along. He might be tank 1, and then another vehicle, tank 1. So all I'm doing here is there's a broadcast event. So when this guy dies, he broadcasts an event called Tank 1. It just basically sends out a message saying, hey, Tank 1. And then this guy listens in, and he only spawns when he gets the message Tank 1. So in theory, if this works, there should be one enemy. And then when I kill him, a Su-57 should spawn. There we go. And then I die. Pretend I didn't die. And then once I kill the Su-57, nothing will spawn, and then I switch to air to ground mode, cruise along here, kill this tank, and when he blows up, another tank should spawn just there. So just really simple things that you can do in the mission editor. And obviously you probably wouldn't have a tank just spawn in the middle of nowhere, but you can. So what's an example of this? Well, what you might do is have a hangar, say. Let's change this. Imagine this is not a hangar, but like a building, you know, from an RTS, like a tank factory. And what you can do is you can throw an enemy, an enemy vehicle like this, and if you go tank 1, and then I have an event, and then every 5 seconds I broadcast event tank 1. I don't know if he'll spawn, actually. I don't know if that'll happen multiple times. At time 5. Let's test this. Because this is actually what I want, right? Is every 5 seconds, I want a tank to spawn out of here. So there's one. So the question is, does another tank spawn in 5 seconds? If not, there's a bug and I'll fix it. But anyway, so the idea here is you might have like this factory and it's building... yeah, it didn't work. All right, but it's basically, this might build a tank every 5 seconds. So then the idea is you come in here, and if you don't blow the factory up, it's just going to keep making tanks. So the idea is, hey, blow that factory up, and then it'll stop spawning them. So you can make kind of missions and stuff like that. Would the Top Gun Maverick mission be a good idea? Blackout, definitely, it would be a great idea. So the idea here is I want to build a tool so you guys can build whatever missions you want. It's kind of tricky for me to add in a Top Gun Maverick mission because like copyright and things. But if you wanted to build one for yourself and play it, there's by all means you can do that. So yeah, it's very early days, but kind of interested in what you guys like, what you don't like. Let me drop a bomb on that dude. There you go. So I might make the bombs have a like smaller area of effect and maybe drop a bit slower, because if I shoot, how do I shoot and then pause? you'll see here the bomb's not very accurate right now. Like it comes out, it's going straight down. It's just instantly falling at full speed when really what it should do is it should fly along like a real bomb, right? Like fly along, drop off, be flying the same as him, and then kind of arc down. As perceptive people will see, there's already a AGM here. Or is that a Phoenix? No. What is this? Somebody in the chat, Phoenix or Maverick? Maybe it has in the name. AGM 65. There you go. So yeah, the idea here is you'll be able to kind of kit this guy out with, do you want lots of anti-air? Do you want AMRAAMs? Do you want sidewinders? Do you want, what is this little guy? Don't even know what that is. Oh no, it's just it's a hard point. Don't worry, it's just an empty hard point. Yeah. So the idea is you'll be able to kind of kit this out. Do you want lots of missiles, lots of bombs, lots of anti-air things? So yeah. I guess that's kind of it. So I'm just working on these tools. As you can see, that one didn't really work. It didn't spawn as I'd wanted it to, but I'll work on that. The idea here is though that you will have things you can spawn at times or at events. What's a good example of this? So points. So one thing you could do, I wonder if this works. So every 5 seconds, you could lose points. And so that way you might start with 100 points. There you go. Yeah, so you can just do simple logic like this. So you start the person off. Where would you go? Event. So at time 0, you want to give points, and you might give 100 points. And then at time, every 10 seconds, multiple, we're going to give -1. So basically here what you do is you start with 100 points, and then every 10 seconds time ticks down. So you can imagine whatever, do whatever you want with that. Like the faster you finish the mission, the more points you get. You might get points for killing people, like blowing stuff up, whatever it is. So the idea here is I'm just trying to build like lots of tools, so your imagination's kind of the limit. There's obviously gates, so I'm going to kind of like use gates for waypoints as well. So let's say you've got like a bunch of stuff happening off over here. You want to have like some SAM sites, and it's like, hey, fly over. And this is the thing. So at time 0, fly to the first waypoint and kill all the SAMs. So you have that, you make it modal, and then when you start, so hey, fly to the first waypoint, you can give somebody a mission, and then you've got like this, probably change this to like a waypoint rather than a gate, but you can kind of fly up here and go through the waypoint, and then hey, these SAM sites are going to be, and I got to try and blow these guys up. And I'm also going to change the SAM sites because they're kind of too easy at the moment. They don't have very long range, they don't show up in the radar, their missiles don't show up in the radar, so lots of things coming soon. There we go, blow that guy up. So yeah, just kind of the basics. And then there's logic you can put here once you kill all 3 of those vehicles, you can then get points or finish a mission or whatever the thing is. Bro, the F-117 mission is perfect. Yeah, so this would be cool for an F-117 mission for sure. At the mission editor, there could be a spectator mode where you would just see the AI fight each other. That's a cool idea. So, yeah, cool. I can't do that now. I was going to just try and show you, but I don't have friendly jets, but I will try that. That's a great idea. I'll write that down. F-15 model looks very nice. It's all right. I think it's still, is it? Oh, this is a newer F-15, so it's pretty cool. It's not perfect, but I think this is kind of the style we're probably going to get to, is this close to realistic. It's not like the F-22, which is, that's the old F-22. Like the newer F-22s, obviously it looks a bit prettier. But yeah, like somewhat similar. Like, what do people like? Do you prefer the style? Now, part of it is just the material. So if I kind of make it, I can maybe make it a bit more metallic, maybe not that shiny, but there's like things I can do. That's probably too shiny, right? Yeah, there's probably things I can do to make it a bit nicer. It's only a small texture as well, so yeah, I can definitely make it look a bit nicer. That's a cool idea, Lima. Yeah, having the AI fight each other will be kind of cool. So the question then is like, how do you just control the camera and things? Lucio is asking, could I add the B2 Spirit? Definitely. Does it exist yet? Oh, that was bad. Here we go. So it is there, like it's in the game. I just haven't kind of coded it yet. But yeah, I mean, what can I? If I get rid of this guy, where's my F15? Can we hack it? If I go like this, throw that on there, is this going to break everything? This is probably going to break everything, but let's see. So if I throw that guy like that, does that work? Perfect. Is that what you're after, Lucio? B2 flying backwards. Turns very. Let's just let's try fix this up. Hey, so that way 180, and let's make the roll speed more like we would expect. How's that? That's way too slow, but you know, you get what I'm saying. There we go. B2 is in the game. Why you no drop bombs? So this is like a good example of like the bombs are just totally not correct. Oh, he's got no flares. That's why the flares aren't working. But anywho, don't know why the undercarriage is down. But and so this is where we would get to. If I go down here, this is the idea, right? Like the B2 would actually fly up here, and then it starts getting more like strategic bomber mode. So yeah. But anyway, so B2 coming soon. Obviously, has a lot. Needs to probably what it is. Just bear with me for 1 second. Probably what I need to do is, where's my not F15? Rotate speed 30. So maybe it's more like this, right? Like he turns and also override the roll. You know, you can kind of see this is why I don't just add a new jet every day, because it's like there's so many little things I've got to tweak and get right. Where's the roll override? Anyway, there's an override somewhere here where I can say how much it rolls. But as you can see, there's way too many settings here. But the idea is lock strength, override. I can't find it. But trust me, there is the ability for me to change how much it turns, how much it banks into corners. So I just realized the B2 looks like a hang loose hand sign. I guess it does. Does a little bit. It's a beautiful looking plane, and I actually quite like the reflections of the sky off it. I should probably add this sooner than later. So this is the kind of thing I want you to be able to choose for a mission, and then obviously he'll have more bombs. Can I change that now? If I make that like 100, there we go. So you can just like rain freedom down on whatever you want. This does kind of show that those bombs are sort of frustrating the way they drop out of the plane, particularly if you're on an angle. You can kind of see not optimal. But anyway, so B2, yes, watch this space. It'll come. It won't bank that much. At some point, I'll find the bank angle override. Oh, there it is. There we go. So here you go. So you can set it so it doesn't roll so much. So you can see like this, all the tools are kind of there for me to do it. It's just I've got to like, yeah, put it in, figure out. Obviously, it doesn't shoot like that. I can probably actually just turn off can shoot. There you go. So now he can't. Perfect. Oh, he's only got 6 bombs. Ripped off. But yeah, so I'll do it. And Gisela, the B1 Lancer, I will also add that. And the idea again here is rather than just having them only in close air support, well, it wouldn't be close air support, but only having them in strategic bombing, I want to add them to missions so you can do whatever you like. But yes, B1 Lancer coming soon. Alrighty, so that's kind of it. I was just going to jump on and say hello, sort of let you know this is what I'm working on. Good ideas, cinematic mode, jets flying against each other like AI for sure. So I'm going to add it so you can add enemy jet, I'll add it so you can add friendly planes. They can be your wingmen or just teammates, etc. And we'll kind of go from there. So watch this space. Alrighty, well, thanks everybody for joining. This was just a quick test to see if I can get the YouTubes working with the stream. Thanks for joining, and thank you for playing the game. And next update, what is it? Thursday for me. Maybe on the weekend, I'll try and get the first mission or two out. So watch this space. And yeah, I'll let you know. And then this editor, the whole point here is it's inside the game, so you'll be able to do it. I'll try and make it so it works on your phone or iPad or whatever you've got. And yeah, it just kind of works. So that's it. Alrighty.